Imagine waking up every morning knowing that one mistake could expose millions of dollars, destroy powerful criminal organizations, and send you to prison for decades. No flashy car, no luxury mansion, no public fame. Your greatest success is remaining completely invisible. This is what it's like to be a money launderer, the person responsible for making illegal money appear perfectly legal. Contrary to what Hollywood often shows, money laundering isn't about carrying suitcases full of cash through dark alleys. It's a sophisticated financial operation involving shell companies, fake invoices, offshore accounts, cryptocurrencies, luxury assets, and an endless game of cat and mouse with investigators. In this video, we'll explore how money laundering typically works, why criminal organizations rely on it, and how authorities try to stop it. This is an educational look at financial crime, not a guide or endorsement. Let's start with one simple question. Why do criminals even need money laundering? Imagine earning $10 million from illegal activities. On paper, you're unemployed. Suddenly buying a luxury home, expensive cars, or investing millions in businesses would immediately attract attention from tax authorities and financial investigators. Dirty money is almost useless unless it can safely enter the legal economy. That's where money laundering begins. Financial investigators often describe the process in three broad stages. The first is placement. This is where illegal cash first enters the financial system. Criminal groups may divide large amounts into many smaller deposits, purchase valuable goods that can later be resold, or route funds through businesses that legitimately handle large volumes of cash. The goal is to reduce the visibility of the original source. The second stage is called layering, and this is where things become incredibly complex. Money is moved repeatedly through different accounts, companies, countries, currencies, and financial transactions to make tracing it incredibly difficult. Investigators may encounter shell companies, offshore financial structures, fake consulting contracts, inflated invoices, and complicated international transfers. Every additional transaction adds another layer of confusion between the money and its illegal origin. Finally comes integration. By this point, the money may appear to have come from legitimate investments, successful businesses, property sales, or financial returns. Once integrated, criminals attempt to spend or invest the funds while making them appear lawful. Although this framework is commonly used to explain money laundering, real-world investigations are often far more complicated and vary significantly from case to case. Imagine you're responsible for moving millions of dollars without raising suspicion. Every transaction could be monitored. Banks use sophisticated software that flags unusual behavior. Large cash movements, unexpected international transfers, and inconsistent account activity may trigger reviews. Employees receive training to identify suspicious patterns and can report concerns to financial intelligence units. Modern anti-money laundering systems analyze enormous amounts of transaction data every day. Technology has changed the landscape dramatically. Years ago, physical cash dominated many laundering schemes. Today, digital banking, cryptocurrencies, online payment systems, and global financial networks have introduced both new opportunities and new challenges. While some criminals have attempted to exploit digital assets, blockchain technology also creates permanent public records of many transactions, allowing investigators to follow financial trails in ways that weren't possible before. In many major investigations, blockchain analysis has become a powerful investigative tool rather than a weakness. One common misconception is that money launderers are always members of criminal organizations. In reality, investigations have involved a wide variety of individuals and professionals who knowingly or sometimes unknowingly become part of laundering operations. Businesses, financial intermediaries, accountants, lawyers, and company service providers all operate within legal frameworks, but criminals may attempt to misuse legitimate services to conceal illegal proceeds. That is why strong compliance programs, customer verification, and reporting requirements exist across many industries. Now imagine living this life every single day. Every phone call matters. Every email matters. Every transaction leaves a trail. Every new business partner could secretly be cooperating with law enforcement. Every airport security checkpoint feels different. Even opening a bank account becomes stressful. The greatest challenge isn't moving money, it's staying invisible while doing it. In reality, many money laundering networks eventually collapse because someone makes a mistake, financial records don't match, digital evidence accumulates, or investigators connect seemingly unrelated pieces of information over months or even years. Governments around the world spend billions of dollars fighting money laundering because it doesn't just protect criminals, it enables larger criminal enterprises. Illegal proceeds from fraud, corruption, organized crime, drug trafficking, cybercrime, human trafficking, and other serious offenses often depend on laundering systems to move and disguise profits. Disrupting those financial networks can weaken criminal organizations even when direct evidence of the underlying crimes is difficult to obtain. International cooperation has become one of the most important tools in combating financial crime. Countries share financial intelligence, cooperate through treaties, and coordinate investigations across borders. Banks conduct customer due diligence, verify identities, monitor transactions, and report suspicious activity where required by law. Financial regulations continue to evolve as criminals adapt their methods and investigators develop new technologies to detect them. Popular movies often portray money laundering as glamorous, luxurious yachts, expensive watches, exotic locations, and endless wealth. Reality is far less glamorous. Major money laundering investigations frequently end with frozen bank accounts, confiscated assets, lengthy court proceedings, damaged reputations, and long prison sentences. Years of carefully hidden financial activity can unravel because of one suspicious transfer, one overlooked document, or one cooperating witness. Perhaps the most fascinating part is that the best money laundering operation is one nobody notices. If investigators never ask questions, the system appears ordinary. But that's exactly why financial institutions constantly improve detection systems, using artificial intelligence, behavioral analysis, transaction monitoring, and international data sharing to identify patterns that humans alone might miss. So, what is it really like to be a money launderer? It means living in constant uncertainty, relying on secrecy, deception, and increasingly complex financial networks while facing relentless scrutiny from banks, regulators, and law enforcement agencies. The larger the operation becomes, the more difficult it is to keep hidden forever. History has repeatedly shown that even the most sophisticated financial crime networks often leave traces that investigators eventually uncover. Money laundering isn't simply about hiding cash. It's about disguising the story behind the money. And in today's interconnected financial world, every transaction tells a story. The challenge for investigators is learning how to read it, and the challenge for criminals is trying to erase it. In the end, one side is always creating new methods, while the other is building better ways to detect them. It's a never-ending battle happening quietly behind the scenes of the global financial system.